Hello, everyone. I'm Deanne Castro, Creative Memories Advisor in Bakersfield, California, and I have another border to show you today. Um, I hope the punch that I'm using is going to work out because I haven't used this one yet, but the concept should still be the same. Um, I hope you guys are having a great day. If you like this video, please go ahead and just click on the like. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, think about doing that because you can subscribe and then hit the button um, to tell you when my videos are going to be coming out each week. I try to do them on Mondays, but I don't always make it. So let's go over to my desktop. Let me show you the border for today. Okay, I'm real excited because these are photos from Puerto Vallarta from last week. I was one of the very fortunate advisors that earned the trip. And so this is the border that I'm going to show you how to do today. So this is the Monstera leaf punch, which usually goes straight across, and it's not a frame punch. But I'm going to kind of show you today how to use the sunflower vine punch, which does kind of the same thing. It does cut completely off, can be made to be kind of more of a curved type border. Okay, and these photos were so fun. We were out on the Malecon shopping and um, doing some really fun things. So I'll move this out of the way and we can get started. Um, I'm using the Sunflower Fields papers today to make this next border. And this is still available. This was out for my close to last summer, but I love this paper. It is so pretty, so much fun. So to start with, you want to have a background paper. So I'm going to use this one. This has really pretty florals on the other side. Not going to use that side today, but this is going to be my background page. So I'm going to take this paper. I had it folded originally to do a different project on it, but it's going to be okay. And I'm going to use a large jumbo circle. And I'm going to center this on this paper as close as I can. Let's see, I have some marks on here. Can you see these dots? That helps me know kind of where the edges are. So this, I put this on the top right at the 6, and I put this on the side right at the 6. This one again at the 6, and also one on the bottom. I can get this centered as close as I can between the top and the bottom because I may want to use the outside of this paper, which I'll probably show on a different video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the green blade. Well, maybe I'll use the blue blade this time because I want to get out as close to the edge as I can. I put these in the groove. This will go right to the top. So what you want to do is you want to put these grooves in this outside edge, in this groove here, these knobs, okay, in the outside edge. So you want to make sure that both the knobs are in that groove. Because if you have just one in and one out, all it's going to do is scrape your paper or scrape your photo. So you can also put it on the inside, which I'm also going to do. I'm going to use both sides of this. So there again, make sure both those knobs are in the groove. I'm going to center this as close as I can on this paper. And that looks pretty close. So I'm going to cut the outside edge with this blue blade. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way around. Make sure you hold the pattern in place. If it moves on you, it's not going to be even all the way around. So that's not a good thing. Then I'm going to use the red blade. Now this red blade cuts closer to the pattern. These knobs are closer than that blue one was. So see how the knobs I've got kind of lined up there. The red blade's going to cut in um, quite a bit from what that blue one did. And then we have a green blade that cuts in between. So you've got 3 different cuts you can make on these. So now I'm going to put these in the groove here. Make sure both are in. And I'm going to cut the inside. Okay. So make sure this pulls up all the way. Hang on to this piece because you can use it for something else later. And then I have this circle in the middle and it all came out. So we can use this to use this border punch. You can also put this back down on here, center it as much as you can. And then you can use the large circle to cut another circle out of here. So you can do the same thing with this 3 times. And I'll explain this in a different video. Okay, so that's punched. Now what I want to do is take the flower vine border punch. I'm going to turn it upside down. You've probably seen Megan Jacks do this. Several different advisors have done this in their videos. So you're going to put this in and push this against the top. And then make sure that the paper is kind of in the middle, up against the top. And then the edges have about the same distance on each side. And just take your first punch. And then this way, you'll get the flower border punch. Now this is going to cut out all the way around. Now it's getting a little stuck here. Let's continue to do it. So you have to be real gentle getting this out. And lots of times I'll take my multi-purpose tool, slide this in and around to get these out of here. This one is going to be more finicky. So we're going to have to be more careful with this one. Okay, let's see if I can just put this back in here and move the punch around. Get it back in here. Okay, so you're going to move the punch and put it back up in here like the other one was. Okay, and then try to connect it as close as you can. So I don't know if you can see, you're going to have to play with this. Make sure you play with it with just a plain piece of paper and then try to get everything as even as you can and keep it connected. It's really kind of hard to see there. So, like I said, make sure you play with it. Make sure the paper's on there all the way. This over. Slide it around. And now see there's an extra piece right here, but we're going to cut that off. So it's not going to be a big deal. So you're going to do that all the way around. Try to make sure it doesn't get hung up on you. This punch can tend to be a little finicky. Right, and make sure, guys, that you use a scrap piece of paper as you're doing this. Slide it up. Punch it in. And I turn it over to get all those little pieces out of there. Because I don't want those little pieces interfering with the cut on this. Now this isn't going to have to be perfect because we're going to cut this apart. We're not using this full piece on the page like you can, but you don't have to because we're going to cut this apart. And slide it gently. Make sure it stays connected. So this can be a little tedious. And I've got a piece that's folded in there, so it's not going to want to slide easily. Something's hung up in there too. So just make sure you play with it, be gentle with it, and it'll slide. Okay, so for the sake of time, I kind of paused the video here. I'm going to take this last punch. And then I can't punch anymore, so I'm just going to pull it out. See how there's this little extra piece left over? That's going to be fine. Move this stuff out of the way here. We're not going to actually use that, but even if you were using this as a circle on your page, you can cover that up with embellishments or with a photo and stuff like that. So I'm going to put this back on that background page so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so and like I said, I had a fold on this, so because I was going to use it for something else. But if you use just a regular page, that's what that's going to look like. Now, you do notice that there's some extra pieces here that just kind of stand out. Okay, and you can just trim that off. Just go around and just take a quick snip, trim it up so that it matches just kind of the lines. So you can just cut that off and it just matches as you go around. So I'm going to trim these all off. I'm probably not going to use them all because we're going to cut this apart so we can put it on a border. But you could just leave it on the page and have a really nice title page, adding some photos and stuff like that in there. So see, if you just put this on here, it makes a really fun title page. You can add just some photos. See, I'm going to put that over that one piece so you can't see that it didn't go all the way to the edge, and add some embellishments. Okay, that's not what I'm doing today. We're going to do a little bit more. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut a 2-inch border. Maybe I'll do a 2.5. You can just kind of play with it and see what size you want, depending on how much you want it to look. The original one though was a 2-inch border. See this one, this part here was 2 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one and cut it at 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to have that piece. Now I'm going to take the piece that I cut out and I'm going to just kind of slightly cut it a little bit on the trimmer. I'm going to start like right here and I'm going to go up to 2 inches because it's curving. So I'm going to make sure that the edges of the flowers here are at the 2-inch mark. And kind of figure out where I want it to cut between. Okay, and it's curving on me. Doesn't want to stay flat. That's okay. Okay. Put this on this side and this on this side. So we're going to use this piece. I'm going to do the same thing. So we have 2 pieces. I'm going to line this up here. So it goes up to the 2-inch mark on one of the flowers. Okay. And I'm going to cut it again. All right, so now I'm going to cut this little piece off. It goes a little too far. And same with this one. I'm just going to cut this little piece off here. And the trimmer out of the way. So now you've got some more that you can use on another border if you want. I'm not going to use the rest of this. At least I don't think I am. Okay, so I'm going to get the 2-inch border out here. And just arrange this from the edge to the middle. And edge to the middle. Now you're going to see it's going to overlap a little bit. So we can trim that off. Okay, so now you have something that was designed as a straight border punch that is now curving. So let's see, I think I'm going to trim this about right here. And then I can put this back on here. So it overlaps just a little bit. Okay, and then I will trim that piece off too. So I'm going to use some repositionable adhesive. And put this piece in here. Oops, come on, come on. Line this up on the edge. Make sure it's curving in where I want it to. The thing about that repositionable is you can put it back on here however you want. If it's not where you want it to be, you can go ahead and pull it up and adjust it. Okay, and now I'm going to cut this little piece off here. And there I have the base of my border. Okay, now I'm going to use the wavy trimmer. And I'm going to cut a background for this. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take the straight edge and make it into a curved edge. So I'm going to put it in here and move it up just a little bit above where it's going to cut. So you can see there's just a little bit of paper there because I don't want to, oops, it moved on me. I don't want to cut tons of it off. I just want to get that curved edge. So see how it's really close right here, all the way down. So I've got it lined up on one of the lines. It goes straight across, and I have it centered. Okay, and it's centered from the middle here. I'm gonna cut this little extra piece off. Now I'm not quite sure how wide I would fit. So I'm just gonna put this on here. I'm gonna show a little bit of that purple showing through. So now I'm gonna remeasure. Put this back in here. Kind of see about where those edges are going to cut in. I'm going to line this up with the 4.5 inch mark. Let's see how big that is going to go. It's a little more than I want. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Make sure it's straight. There. Yeah, I think this is right where I want it. So I'm going to move the border out of here. So this is about at a 4 3/8 inch on the top and the bottom. Okay, so I've got the edge where it's coming out right there at about 4 3/8, 3 inches over from the 4. I want to make sure it's straight. And I'm going to trim this side. And that's beautiful. So now I'm going to put this on the top. Just kind of center it there in the middle. I'm not quite sure that purple is the right color, but it's bringing the purple out of here. And it's going to look a lot better, I think, once I get it finally on the page. So it's an adhesive on the back. Center it in here. Okay, so now I'm going to add a few embellishments to it. I've got some that I've already made on my Cricut. I do have a video explaining how to purchase and download the Creative Memories digital software to be able to then upload it to your Cricut to be able to make a bunch of these extra embellishments. So let's see. Just do sunflower fields. There are a couple of embellishments on here. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm going to do that. Let's see, but I want to do it this way because I want my border to go vertical on the page. So I'm going to switch this around a little bit. That's there. You can add these with foam squares if you'd like. I did that on the other one that I showed you. And there, you have your border. So now we'll go ahead and put this back on the page. The other thing you can do is if you want to add this extra piece, you can have it going around the left side of your page, put your border on the right side of your page, and add your photos. So you can use this extra piece to add the decoration to your page as well if you'd like. So let's see. So I'm going to add a couple of photos on here. I'm going to move this up. And add this one down here. And then I can add a journaling box in the middle. All right. So let me know what you guys think. So this is actually taking a decorative border punch, and this would normally go pretty much straight across your page, but I did it in an oval, and so it's made it um, be in a more circular. Um, Let me put both of them up here. There we go. So it makes it more of a circular and just gives you a different dimension on your page. All right, so that was that one. This was the other one. And on this one, like I said, I did use foam squares on these so that it puffs these up a little bit higher and gives it a little more dimension. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you on the next one.